Hey guys, this is Jon
and Austin.
And this is a very special podcast.
They're all special, but this one, yeah, little special.
So we wanted to take a few minutes to say Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. This time of year is just, it's one of my favorite times of the year. But hopefully all of you enjoy the holidays as much as we do. And you get some time to spend with friends and family and just kind of kick back and relax.
Yep, that is what it's all about. Going up to get to see my sister this year, spending time with my wife. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing my mom this year, but can't have everything all the time. Speaking of having everything all the time, Austin and I have the Santa hats on right now. Austin has a t-shirt he wore a few years ago that is a small.
Jon threw this at me like I'm supposed to put it on, and I just laughed. I'm like, that's a small. I barely fit a large anymore.
Well, to be quite frank, this would not fit me well anymore either. I think it's actually more appropriate that we both have put on weight considering what we do. I don't know that people trust a skinny person trying to tell them how to make food.
Oh, I don't know. When I was skinny, I to be honest, I ate more food than I do now. It's just because I was
running
burning 10,000 calories a week. Yeah.
That's insane.
But
absolutely insane.
I don't know. So yeah, looks are deceiving.
So what is your plans for the holiday?
Gonna do Christmas Eve down in Howard with the in-laws. Cool. And then gonna do Christmas Day at home with just our immediate family, and then go to my parents for lunch or dinner, one or the other. I don't remember now.
Inevitably, they blend in to both. So I am waking up early Christmas morning, driving up to my sister's, then driving back that night. It's like a 2.5 hours, so it's not bad. Our neighbors are nice enough to watch Brutus for us. They love watching him. He loves them. So that works out real well. Riggins is going into doggy jail, though. I didn't show you a picture, but he went ham on our door today.
Oh, yeah, I got a picture.
Oh, you
of
did? That's right. I sent it to you. Yeah, so whatever. Just crazy dog. All I want for Christmas is a well-behaved dog.
Yeah, I can second that. My dog, the dog I have now is not as bad as my previous dog, but still she's just nuts. I've never had a dog that digs holes. She has a new thing of digging holes. She also tears up and destroys any packages we get delivered. My wife had bought a little teddy bear for my son for Christmas.
Oh no.
And the dog got it.
Oh no.
Destroyed the box. The box is gone. The teddy bear was fairly destroyed. We tried to clean it and salvage it, and it wasn't. No.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
So being this time of the year, you get packages and stuff. I came home yesterday and I had 2 packages with my name on it. I knew I wasn't waiting for anything. So open them, check them out. One is a smartwatch and the other one is a wood-handled, ridiculously sharp 10-inch Japanese cooking knife. Like unbelievably sharp.
So more of my
free stuff, but now this time I want. That is from one pass, like all the hair missing there.
Yeah.
So incredibly sharp. The watch is, for once, not like a way off brand thing. They sell them at like Walmart and stuff.
That's not bad.
It's like $40. But that knife has like the Damascus steel, but it's printed on it. I'm like 99% sure it's printed on it. So, all right. So we just wanted to pop in real quick, say Merry Christmas to you guys. What you're going to hear the rest of this, a couple of weeks ago, I got a chance to talk to Mitch from Hope for Heroes. Awesome organization. We had a problem with the remote recording. We are going to retry that, but we're going to retry that today. What we're going to release is me talking after that. So some of this will be based around last week's sales. But if you want to just hear me talking, if you're part of your Friday is listening to us, we wanted to release something for you guys. We wanted to say Merry Christmas. Listeners, viewers, customers really do obviously make this company work.
Yeah.
So thank you guys very much. And we'll see you next year.
Thanks, guys.
Yes. All right. So for anyone who wants to help, They do have heroeshope.org. I encourage you to go there. If for no other reason, watch the video of that guy talking about what Mitch and I were just talking about. It is incredibly powerful. One of the things we talked about during that is people talking about their PTSD more, anxiety, depression. Even I see like athletes talking way more about anxiety and depression than you ever would have in the past. I think it's important to help continue to further that conversation and take away even more of the stigma from it.
Yeah, these are guys that while easier road than what they're used to by the time they get to professional ranks, so mental health for athletes is huge. I mean, going into big games. I've been a freshman on horrible teams, nervous as if I'm going into the Super Bowl. So I couldn't imagine people actually in that scenario. I think it's good on them actually talking about it.
Yep, for sure. So, all right, let's get into meat matters. We got a couple of things to cover here, but we're going to end with a good one, but we're going to start with some bad stuff. From Meeting Place, to nobody's surprise, pork and chicken are at record highs. Pork jumped 17% in a month. And if you don't...
An extra 17% on top of their quoted
from last month to this month. Now, it's possible that that's a misprint in the story, but I highly doubt that, being that it's coming from Meeting Place. But if you don't hear that, and alarm bells, at least soft ones, don't start going off in your mind. We've been talking about it for 2 years here. We talked about the stress test of the food supply chain, and it has held up to this point, but I don't know. We might be looking at the possibility of more issues going forward. So important, process your own food, have a food supply, have some safety food. I'll sleep well at night knowing that I can feed my family, though it be small, for months and months and months. So
I keep telling my girlfriend, I go, we got to go half in on a cow or pig or something. I just get a deep freeze, put it in. Not only the cost of it, but then the day-to-day mental strain of oh, what are we going to have for dinner later? And then one less step. And then you realize those, extra hours will pile up quickly. You spend them at home with your family and stuff instead. So
that's a very good point. Yep.
Double-edged sword there. And you create more memories actually making your own stuff. So I just feel like it, for every reason possible. I just think it's absolutely a necessity at this point.
And chest freezers are not that expensive right now. I bought another one maybe 5 or 6 months ago for $300. That's decent sized. So it's worth the investment. Now, choice retail beef was down 1%, but that was a record high. So we're down 1% from a record high. All fresh retail beef prices fell to $7.52 a pound from $7.55. So 3 cents.
Yeah,
no one's even noticing that. That's up over 20% from last year. The Department of Labor reported that the consumer price index for meats, poultry, fish, and eggs increased 12.8 for the 12-month period, with the index for beef rising 20.9. I still say that's low, but whatever. Maybe it's the cuts I'm buying. Maybe it's the...
Well, they're actually giving us numbers now. Beginning of the year. Of course, it takes a year to get the numbers, but at the same time, they could extrapolate and say, hey, this is going to be 15, 18 to 20%. And we were echoing that from February, March, April, May. And we're you were on it. You were like a detective saying, the numbers that they're not even giving us are incorrect. Yeah, you're like, no, 6% is nothing.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
I know what I'm paying.
If I'm getting hit with an extra $15 every time I go to the grocery store and I'm not taking care of myself like that, as you should with a proper diet and stuff like that. Right. So you could imagine me going, wait, where's this extra money going? So it's got to be that.
Yeah, you have to look at it in some ways like inflation. It makes your debt less valuable, yes, but the average person, don't pay attention to any of those articles that say that inflation hurts the rich and is good for the poor. It is not. That is a flat lie. The rich person does not care if their wealth is all of a sudden worth 12% less. That might mean you can't make your house payment. So huge difference there. But, pay attention to where your food comes from, have a plan to secure it. And trust me, you will sleep better at night. I sleep so much better now knowing that basic need and security are not issues for me anymore. So
I think a lot of people, especially nowadays, they take their biggest issues and it's out of sight, out of mind. Oh, I don't want to deal with it, so I'm not going to deal with it until it's the elephant in the room, and then before you know it. But if that elephant in the room is you starving to death, it's hard to.
And it's not that hard to come up with just a little bit of a safety plan.
Bare bones, yeah. Just
for a while there, it was impossible to get like emergency food. You can get that again. It's available on most websites that sell it.
Yeah.
I've got 7-8 months worth of emergency food. Listen, nothing ever happens. I never use it.
Yeah.
Or, in 20 years from now, I'm like, laugh and make a couple of meals.
Oh, I'm surprised it's not like part of like a yearly regimen for people, whether they rent or own. Oh, did we get our emergency food for this year? It's the way that we think about stuff. It just doesn't start with that. So.
No, definitely doesn't. And it definitely should. It absolutely should. That is one thing. I wonder if working here makes us like way more switched on to that than most people.
Probably.
So I was going to say, is that a negative? But no.
No.
Being aware of a problem and actually doing something about it gives you a sense of accomplishment.
Now, I don't have any food at my house prepped.
But you could go somewhere to get some.
Yeah, my parents live pretty close.
Well, I was going to say, we wouldn't throw you out.
Oh, no. Yeah, we got plenty of deep freezes in here if we remember to turn them off. So
yeah, turn them on. Turn them on. All right, a couple other quick stories before we get to the last one, which is a good one. Upside Foods sues an ex-employee over secret lab-grown meat tech. So this is a company that is working on cellular-based meat. They had Skunk Works, which is like a special divisions.
It's a bad name if they're making meat. What'd you say, skunk?
Skunk Works.
Skunk Works.
Yeah, it's like a colloquial term for like a small group in somebody who like they're out of the box thinkers.
Oh, cool.
So I hope I'm using that right. I believe I am.
Dude, you're putting it on my radar. I dig it. Cool.
But so one of the people who worked there was kind of pushed out of the company, and apparently he sold tech to another company or started another company and provided that with them. And it's just interesting because like you would never think of that being a problem in the meat processing industry, but it's changing so radically that now it's almost like big tech. Like if this cell-grown lab meat takes over, it is going to change the entire face of the industry.
Well, what can I put my money in now before
That's
it booms?
a fair point.
What's the Dogecoin of the agricultural world?
Well, don't do a Dogecoin. That's back down to like.
Oh, sorry.
What I bought it at.
Well, what's a good one then?
Bitcoin would be the one, I guess.
Well, that's too obvious.
Yeah.
That's a mark move now.
Ethereum, I guess. I don't know.
Once again, you're putting stuff on my radar today.
But it's just interesting. Like when I started working here, I thought of meat processing actually fairly accurately as a somewhat low tech, like raise the animal, slaughter the animal, butcher the animal, package and sell.
It's very barbaric compared to
what it is now.
The nuanced science of cell lab grown meat. Hell yeah.
They're literally talking about growing this stuff in vats, like how you would brew beer. You would basically brew meat.
Or like a super villain with the giant pillars of like, is that, oh my God, is that my mom in there? Who is that? In a green formaldehyde looking stuff. Yep. I mean, it's just science fiction is now nonfiction. It's absolutely incredible.
It is pretty insane. For another one, we've got meat packer profits up 300% during the pandemic. Now that is with a caveat. We're talking about the 4 big boys there, and those are numbers coming out from a somewhat biased source, at least. So take that with a grain of salt. But clearly profits are up, especially when we're talking about cattle ranchers saying that they can't even get back what they've put into raising that cattle. So when prices go up and the cost of their meat goes down as much as it has, or at least not rise, somebody's hoarding all those profits. And it's not us at Walton's. All right.
Are you sweating?
I'm sweating like a pig.
Yeah, it gets pretty hot in here.
It is insanely hot in here, especially we just did like 30 minutes on that.
Did an interview.
I should have sat.
I feel like when you talk to somebody, it's like you don't move as much as you would normally if you're yielding questions. Like if you're the guy asking people stuff, it's like my arms don't move. Yep. Yeah, I'm more because I could accidentally forget the tangent we're on, and then just sound absolutely dumb.
And that sometimes it literally is just a physical motion, and I'll think about that I did that, and then gone.
Yeah,
my head, like what was in my head is gone. So I just sit here and I lock in,
and then I go, oh, I'm just looking at him. Then I'm just like, I'm not even taking.
Don't even care.
Yeah,
don't even care.
Oh no.
Oh no. I sometimes feel weird doing like online interviews with people because I just stare at them.
Yeah,
and I realize that they're not seeing me. Like it doesn't look like I'm looking in their eyes because I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking at them, but I just completely ignore that camera down there and just look at their image.
There's a couple techniques when I was in like in journalism class today, just like nod and smile. Like when they look at you for reaffirming confidence, I guess.
Sure.
So give them a nice smile and a nod.
I do that a lot. Yeah. But
other than that, I have nothing. No notes.
That was the tip.
Yeah, that was it.
Kraft is paying people $20 not to make cheesecake for Christmas. Did you know? Yeah. Did you know that there was
the way you said cheese and then cake?
So cheesecake.
I was thinking like macaroni and cheese in a cake.
No.
Okay.
So like classic cheesecake.
Yeah, let's hit the reset button. Cheesecake.
Apparently, there is a nationwide, at least spotty availability of cream cheese.
Why?
I have no idea, and I've seen it every time I've gone to the store.
Yeah, and cream cheese, like they even have extreme knockoff brands. You go into random places like Dollar General and find pallets of cream cheese. Like
I've never seen that at Dollar General.
Oh, for
really?
Sure. Yeah. They're one of those places like a Family Dollar in the back. They have like 4 coolers and you're like, oh, I guess I'll get a frozen pizza. And then you go, why is it so expensive here? And you go, oh, probably the convenience of just having those items there. But yeah. But I don't know. Why do you think cream cheese is all of a sudden hard to find?
No idea. Just another possibility, more trouble in the food supply chain. I mean, that when you put record meat prices along with a tough availability of something as basic as cream cheese, I don't know, but I do know that Kraft is serious about this.
Was there a shortage?
They are actually paying people to make other desserts. You have to sign up for something and then like take pictures of your other non-cream cheese dessert. And they're serious about paying people $20 for it.
It's as easy as like when COVID first hit, they put limitations on how many X of bounty or something. Yeah. And it actually had handwritten signs on shelves. And so you could easily just go, well, you can only have 1 or 2 Philadelphia cream cheeses.
How quickly we forget that.
Yeah. Gosh. Yeah.
I mean, it's still going on with ammo. Every place I've bought ammo from recently has a 5-box limit.
I heard there's random stuff that there's shortage. Apparently there's a vinyl shortage. So it's like plastics are harder to come by. Yeah. So that's an interesting one that today. Because
there's a vinyl shortage back in World War II. They used it to make flak guns.
So let's see what there's shortages of, and then we'll be like, how can we make a weapon out of it? And then we'll just go like, oh, World War III is definitely
definitely there. Yeah, sorry. I was not trying to indicate that it was, I was basically trying to show off my knowledge of World War II.
But then if there's a shortage of cream cheese, is there a shortage of like Elmer's glue or stuff like that? Like other resources that livestock would be potentially used for that aren't food related? That could be interesting.
Checking to see if there's shortage of raw materials affects global adhesives industry.
You heard it here breaking, guys, right here.
Hold on. When's this article from?
Doesn't matter. Don't say 2019 if that.
I'm looking it up right now.
Like every cool thing I Google nowadays
doesn't have a date on it.
Oh.
So, but yeah, possibility. All right. So the world's largest lab-grown steak was unveiled by an Israeli firm. It's Meat Tech 3D. They created a 4-ounce steak. They used 3D printing with real bovine cells that mature into muscle and fat. It's in the ribeye, kind of a ribeye shape. It's got what looks like very unappetizing fat around the edges.
I wish I had a picture. I'm imagining Kevin Bacon from Hollow Man right now.
I don't understand.
It's too bad. It's a sweet reference.
I don't get it. But we can use this picture. It's in The Guardian. But it's a 4-ounce steak. I read the article 3 times looking for some review on the taste of it. Nothing.
So no one's tried it.
Only imagine it was terrible. They also did not list how much went into, like, what the cost was for making that 4-ounce steak.
I see what's happening now. They gave us COVID so we couldn't taste anything, and now they're giving us meat.
Now they're giving us
that's
fake meat.
God awful, yeah. Coincidence?
Where's my tinfoil hat?
Yeah.
I need it.
Oh, we should doctor up some.
Well, I've said I need a tinfoil hat numerous times.
Well, let's get some orange ones and sell them.
Orange tinfoil?
Yeah.
Real quick, the last two are related. The tornadoes that ran through Kentucky, bad news for the poultry industry. 2 hatcheries for Pilgrim's Pride are offline. One, it looks like permanently. It was completely destroyed, and the other one until spring. Also, feedlots are damaged, so poultry industry takes yet another big blow during the last 2 years. So I wouldn't be terribly surprised to see prices going up around that. Now, some really, really good news, and this is what I wanted to focus on, or at least end on. I'm sure most of you have heard of this. There's a man named Jim Finch who was in the area of the devastation of those tornadoes and didn't know what to do. So he loaded up his grill into the back of his truck. He got a bunch of food, drove down to the devastated areas, and just started cooking. He started cooking and handing out food to anybody who came by and wanted or needed some.
That's awesome.
He said he kept it super simple. He was making sausages, hamburgers, pork, and something else, and just giving it to people as they needed it. There's that old saying, look for the helpers. So in any situation, always look for the people who are trying to help. And that's somebody who just took it upon themselves. They're like, I can do something. I can't go rebuild those people's houses, but I can go feed them in their time of need. And it's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
The positive press that he's gotten is one of the better things I've seen out of our media in the last few years.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he's getting well taken care of with, just people being just so generous as he was. But if there's a way that we could reach out and send him some stuff, see if he was a sausage making fan.
So everything,
make him one.
I looked up that name in Instagram and Facebook. Facebook, there's just way too many.
I'm sure.
Instagram, he wasn't on there.
It's almost like a hijacked account now.
How are you going to find it?
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah.
Then there's that. How do you know that it's actually
He's
him?
probably a Meatgistics user. What are we talking about? He's already there.
Yeah. If any Meatgistics user in Kentucky and they know that guy, we'd love to talk to him because what an awesome thing he did.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. That's what we've got. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Thanks for checking out the Meatgistics podcast. To shop everything but the meat, head on over to waltonsinc.com. And to get your meat processing questions answered by experts and enthusiasts alike, head on over to our online community at meatgistics.com. Walton's, everything but the meat.